Have you?
Is it recording?
Yeah.
How's the...
I can't tell. It's actually light out. I think it's good enough.
It's good enough?
Yeah,
it's actually light out, so people will actually be able to see me.
I see I can't tell where it cuts off, but most of your head's in there. Yeah, your head's in there.
No, most of your head's in there.
Yeah. Bless you.
Thanks. Yeah, so it's been a while since we've done this, so yeah, it's light out. How about that? As we're leaving the movie this evening. Yeah, we were busy at Disney, which is kind of apropos, I think, given the fact that we are doing the ride home review for Maleficent, right?
Yes.
All right, so, I think, just go through real quick, the retelling of the classic Sleeping Beauty tale, the hey, this is the stuff that we originally left out kind of telling. Oh, by the way, spoilers. So, you already know that. You should know that by now. There's going to be spoilers, so...
So, I'm going to debate something already.
Okay, so... First of all, overall impression of the movie, what do you think?
It depends on how you view it as. I have two different views.
I think I know where you're going to go with this. Go for it.
Okay. Do they market it as a retelling of Sleeping Beauty?
So, they market it as, oh, we need to stop at Starbucks. I have a free coffee that I need to use by today.
Okay, we will take a little intermission in a few moments.
Okay. Yeah, I almost forgot about that. It's my birthday one that expires today. So did they market it as that? I don't know that they necessarily market it as that, but as soon as you start watching the movie, they clearly say that, look, this is the story
of a lovely lady.
They do not say that this is the story of a lovely lady, and unfortunately, Andy Davis died this week.
I know, it's sad business.
It was sad business. So they didn't market it that way. They marketed it as they're telling the story of Maleficent.
Yeah.
And they're telling like her side of the story is kind of how they had positioned it, and some of her interactions. But they didn't talk about the fact that, well, this is the whole story, and this is the retelling of the story and it's got the extra things in here that you didn't know were actually a part of the story, and you've heard one side of the story before, but here's maybe the real story and how things really went. And so they kind of positioned it that way. Is that what you were thinking, or what? So
no, my question was, because if you go in it looking at it as a retelling of Sleeping Beauty, you're going to be disappointed and be like, eh.
So,
but if you go in it thinking that it's a completely different movie, it's a good movie.
Okay, so my take on that is similar, but not quite the same, which is, if you're a Disney purist, you're going to be like, what the hell is this? Because you're going to think, this is not my Sleeping Beauty story that I grew up with.
No, that crazy lady wasn't singing that stupid song that makes my eardrums want to rupture.
You're thinking of Snow White.
Oh, God, why do I do that every time?
Yeah, Snow White is the one with the...
I know you, I dance with...
No. See, you're thinking of the wrong thing. See, Aurora doesn't have that high-pitched, squealy voice.
Oh,
that is
okay,
Snow
good.
White when she's...
Why do I do that every time?
I don't know.
Okay.
So anyway, we're going to take a quick break.
Starbucks.
We'll come right back. We're going to go get Starbucks real quick.
Okay, goodbye. Oh. Yeah, but I think you might have zoomed in on your head. Okay.
Yeah, it automatically makes an adjustment when you go into recording mode. So is it recording now?
Yes.
Okay. So it may have been recording all of that dead time. That'd be awesome. Anyway. So I mean, to a degree, by marketing it for the Maleficent character, you're automatically saying, yeah, this is Sleeping Beauty. Plus, in the commercials, they have Aurora. They're not shy about talking about the fact that it's Aurora, and all that stuff. So I think to a degree, yeah, they kind of did.
Oh, gas went down.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes. Down to $3.89. So affordable. Anyway, I don't think that they shied away from it. I don't think that they shied away from saying that this is, the Sleeping Beauty story. So, given that, assuming that pretty much most people would assume that this is the Sleeping Beauty story, maybe told from a little bit different point of view, what do you think? Did you then like it, or did you not like it?
I don't know. It was alright if it was just a different point of view. I had to take it from just a different movie. And then it was alright, because some of it, like, was so, I don't know. That's why I had it separated. Like, if it's a take on Sleeping Beauty, it's okay. But if I viewed it as a different movie, a soul unto itself, it was good.
See, I mean, you have to. From my point of view, I think you have to view it as a retelling of Sleeping Beauty. However, that being said, the way that they did change things in terms of from the ending. So here comes, a pretty big spoiler. So if you don't want to hear it, then now's the time to stop watching the video. So the whole part where, she wasn't the dragon. The whole part where, they, had her pinned down. She gets her wings back, and go ahead.
No, I just have a question about it. If she could do all these magical things there, why couldn't she get her own wings? Why couldn't she grow her own wings, get her own wings? If she could do everything else that happened in that movie.
So, that's a fair question. That's a good question to ask. Like, why wouldn't you just grow your own wings back?
I mean, she did some serious stuff.
Yeah, she sure did. Like, growing the giant thorn walls and, stuff like that. And
healing
putting people to sleep and healing trees and stuff like that. Maybe there's something against fairies growing their own wings back. Maybe there's something about those particular wings because, and again, talking major spoilers here, in the end, her wings fight to get back to her and re-merge with her. Let's just go with the assuming plausible deniability of it has to be her wings, and that's why they were able to merge back with her.
Okay.
I mean, there's that essence of magic to it. I was kind of thinking they were gonna like basically have them gone and be gone because she had had it cauterized because of the iron and stuff like that. And so therefore, she can't grow her wings back, and it's not possible for her to get her wings back. But I understand the direction that they went as well to say, since it was her wings and the magic allowed them to come back, but she couldn't fully grow them back. I get that. I mean,
Then there's this other part where she's doing the thing with the curse and the gold was coming out. This is my hand. And she's like, and the gold was coming out, and I just went, oh, she's regenerating.
My God, is she a Time Lord?
Oh my God,
holy crap!
It looked just like it.
It did, yeah. I thought the special effects were really good.
Yeah.
I thought the CGI was really good, except for the one fight scene. The one fight scene was kind of eh.
Which one was that?
The one at the very beginning, like some of the CGI, you could tell was CGI. Ow. Okay. Yeah, it was a double. So, yeah, punch bug with a rag top. So she's allowed to on that. So yeah, I thought it was good. I thought it was good how they built up the story. They started with, okay, this is her, and she gets to know him, and
then he pisses her off, and she goes batshit crazy.
Yeah, he pisses her off, and she goes batshit crazy. Hey, I get that.
Women do that.
I'm surprised after he cuts off her wings, she doesn't just go and freaking kill him. I mean, honestly, if someone cut off my wings, and I had wings, and I had powers, I'll be honest, I would probably just have to go and be like, nope, I'm sorry, you're done. I need my wings back.
Well, in this movie, almost everyone went crazy. The king went crazy.
Yeah, so the king goes crazy, and she dies. So she, the queen. Sorry. Yeah, the queen dies.
They don't really show the queen in this at all.
No, not really. Like just a little bit.
She just needed to pop out the kid. That's it.
Terrible. So yeah, I thought the whole buildup was good. I thought the fact of, establishing, and I had a feeling that was kind of what was going to happen, was that they were going to, I think I told you that ahead of time.
Yeah, it's kind of predictable.
A little bit. A lot.
Yeah.
It's fairly predictable to get an idea for most of the movie what's going to happen. The whole part where he goes crazy, and the whole part where, it's kind of, he's like just obsessed with trying to, protect his kinghood and stuff like that, and all that stuff. It's an interesting take on the madness that drives him to the extent that he does, in the name of protecting his daughter, but not really protecting his daughter.
For himself.
It's all for himself. And so
paranoia and issues.
yeah, so the movie is much more about like his corruption and things like that, and then the impact of that. I personally loved the twist that they put on it.
Yeah.
Where
we don't have to talk much about it, but yeah, it's a good twist, especially for this day and age.
It is. That's not what I was going to talk about. Actually, there's another twist that I was going to talk about the fact that the relationship between Aurora and Maleficent.
Oh no! Okay.
And,
I was talking about the animal part of that one.
So I kind of had a feeling that other thing was coming. We won't spoil that for you. There's a couple things we'll leave out of the spoilers. You'll just have to watch the movie for it. But the relationship between Aurora and Maleficent, I actually thought was the way that they framed it was awesome.
Yes.
And kind of the, Maleficent's, I don't like this child because this is a child that's born out of, basically my pain and everything like that. But then she watches out for her. And they make, the fairy godmother's very incompetent and silly and, things like that. I thought it was an interesting take, and I thought that actually drove the story very well. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was an interesting take. And if you think about it from the perspective of, and this is one of those things, if you're a purist, you'll be mad. If you really like the original Sleeping Beauty story, you'll be like, heck no, that's not the way it goes. But if you look at it and say, well, maybe this was the actual story, and Sleeping Beauty, as people had told it before, was, always being told from that other point of view. So, although since they're not exactly parallel, I don't know if you can say that or not. Because there's definitely some differences in the story of, in the storyline, and especially as you get towards the end, and the way that things basically crescendo. We'll say that. So, in any case, I thought it was really good. I thought the story was good. I thought the CGI was really good. Only an hour and 40 minutes long, so not too long. Good for the kids. So let's talk about who's this movie for.
Not children.
It's rated PG, but you're saying not children. Okay.
Maybe if you have like an 8 or 7, 8, 9-year-old, you have to know your kid, but some of those little things can be a little scary.
Yeah.
Never look at trees the same again.
Yeah, it's kind of like watching Pan's Labyrinth, There's definitely some things after watching Pan's Labyrinth you're like, that's kind of creepy. It is rated PG, but, do understand that there may be a few moments where things are a little bit scary. There are a few dark moments in there, especially when Maleficent is getting upset and kind of going into her madness and stuff like that. And, a couple parts of the dragon are a little intense and stuff, and around that whole sequence of events are, a little bit intense. So parents, you may want to, if you got younger kids, you may want to go and watch it first. Other than that,
the scene where she comes flying out the window is freaking amazing.
Yes.
Just to still that is
that was really awesome. That actually reminded me to show you the picture of Acroma from Magic the Gathering.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like that.
It was freaking amazing. That happened. I'm just like, oh!
Yeah, it was like, that was awesome.
It was awesome.
Yeah, so that was really cool.
Okay, what are the things that we're supposed to rate on?
So,
Mike and Katie
who is this for? So who is this for? This is for...
At least teens and up, and then if they're younger than teens, you have to know your kids.
I would say, you're pretty much safe at probably 8 and up.
If you know your children. There's some 8-year-olds that might not be able to handle that.
I mean, but I also know there's probably some 4 and 5-year-olds that would handle that just fine.
Well,
I mean,
I said 8 and up, but if you, or no, whatever.
So we'll include,
your children.
I'll include a link to IMDb's ratings where it talks about children appropriateness and everything like that. You can make your own decision on that.
Yes, like there's no out-and-out violence, but there's some things that could be scary for some children.
Definitely. And so, that being said, just be aware of that. Other than that,
would we pay full price for it?
Yes. So would you recommend to see this in the theater? Would you recommend to see this at home?
I would see it in the theater.
See it in the theater. I think it was definitely very good for the big screen. I think it was, that movie experience is very good, especially, surround sound, big screen, all very helpful for that. Would you pay full price for it?
It's maybe if it wasn't going up against some of the big ones that are out now.
Okay. So if this was the only thing to watch as compared to like X-Men and...
Well, even that, it was not that bad. I don't know. I would put that as possibly pay full price.
Yeah, see, I'd pay full price for this. But I'll admit, I'm a little biased. Like, Disney movies get me. I just, I always think that they're good. I get excited about Disney movies. I think they're great storytellers. And so understand that if you're biased towards Disney movies, you're going to love this.
Unless you're a purist, and then you're going to hate it.
Unless you're a purist and you don't want to let that go, in which case you're probably not going to like it very much.
You have to have an open mind.
You do have to have an open mind in that case. So, overall grade, given the storyline, given the CG, given just, the entire experience.
B.
You give it a B?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll give it a B+. Yeah, I'll give it a B+. It's not quite A material. I think some people were probably pretty harsh on it in terms of from the critique rating. I think Angelina Jolie's acting did a lot for it.
Oh, here's my other question. When did they move it from France to England?
Oh, because of his accent?
And they kept saying we. They kept speaking like it's English-ish.
It's a good question.
And there was no Frenchie in it.
Yes, and it's funny because, even in the credits, they give credit to the original story, and I don't...
Which is in French.
Yeah, and the title's in French. But yet, the dude's accent is in English.
They say things like, wee baby.
Yeah.
Wee
Me with the baby. Yeah. So it had a lot of... the English and
Irish.
British Isles references.
Accents.
Yeah, and so, that is a good question.
They weren't poor accents, it's just that...
No, the accents were fine.
French, and then all of a sudden...
and the original story is French, and so you'd think...
Well, I guess when you remake it, you can do whatever you want.
That is true. So maybe that's another thing for people to hound on and get upset about. I'm willing to look aside from that because,
Yeah.
What's that?
No, I was just curious. That was just something I noticed. It didn't take away from
I'm
the
actually
story
glad you pointed that out, because that is a good thing to point out. So... this is no longer a ride home review. This is sit in the driveway in the car review, by the way. We got home really fast today, so...
Okay, what are the other things? I don't remember what they wanted to know.
So, the biggest thing overall, do we want to... Who's this for?
Yeah.
We talked about that.
Cost.
We talked about cost. Would you go see it? Should you go see it in the theater? Would you pay full price? And overall rating. So, you gave it a B. Mm-hmm. I gave it a B+. We both thought it was really good. So, go see it in the theater. It's enjoyable. Definitely worth an afternoon matinee. If you're a big fan of Disney, go in the evening and pay full price. Totally worth it from that perspective. So, other than that, I think that's just about it. Anything else you can think of that you want to talk about? Or?
No.
Oh, I had one last thing I want to talk about. The one thing that I thought was awesome, that they did a really good job with her costuming, was awesome. The way that they would change her headdresses and like her coverings for her horns, that was awesome. Like, at one point it's got like the scaliness, and another point it's got the featheriness to it and stuff like that. I just thought those little things, and Disney is so good at the little attention to detail, like just that little type of stuff like that, kind of showing those little different things in her costume changes. You look like you don't care.
No, I'm listening.
Oh, okay.
I have a headache.
I'm sorry. Yes. If someone, wouldn't have hit you in the face earlier with a shoulder check, you'd probably not have a headache. Anyway, so that's another thing that I thought was really cool. Anyway, that's it for Ride Home Review for Maleficent. Go see it. We recommend it, and enjoy. If you have any comments or anything like that, feel free to let us know. If there's a movie you want us to go see or if there's a movie you want us to review, let us know. Thanks. Bye.